Hello guys, welcome back to another videos. Today we will going to start chapter 5 of Introduction to Emerging Technology, which is about augmented reality. In this lesson, we will going to teach or we will going to touch augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, and also we will going to see the difference between augmented reality and mixed reality, the architecture of augmented reality system, and finally, we will see the application of augmented reality at the end of this chapter. But in today's lesson, I will going to focus on augmented reality. The rest one will going to be seen in the next chapter or in the next lessons. As you know, the term augmented reality is very new for you guys, but the main fundamental idea of this augmented reality is in order to combine or mix the view of the real environment with additional virtual content that is presented through computer graphics. The main fundamental idea of this augmented reality is in order to add the computer generated graphics up on the real environment in order to enhance and present our images or real world. If you consider this is my video which is captured by using the Snapchat. The Snapchat is one of the applications of the augmented reality which paves the way the users in order to add the computer-generated effects up on their images during their direct or indirect view of their images. For example, this is my image. This is my image, but I have no such like beard, and also I didn't wear any eyeglass. But I am able to add such like eyeglasses and a beard on my images in order to enhance its visualization. For the sake of maybe in order to decorate my images or in order to enhance and represent my images, maybe for the students or for the concerning body. This is the fundamental idea of the augmented reality. So the main idea or the main reasons in order to add computer-generated graphics up on our image or real world is in order to enhance our real world. Yaanni guddaan augmented reality ijoo isaa maalini computer-generated effects maal goona image keenya irratti virtual content maan gochuu dandeenya add goonee present gochuu dandeenya jiru. Kana kaayyoon isaa maalinni image keenya sana yookaan real world entity keenya sana maal gochuudhaaf enhance goone bifa dansaa ta'e bifa namatti bareedu bifa useroonni haala salphaadhaan understand gochuu danda'anii dhiyeessuu jechuudha. This is the science of the augmented reality. We are able to add the computer generated effects up on real world entity. Anamma areda amma nagaun qabu eyeglassin uffanne rifeensa kiyya mataa kiyya irratti akkas dalga hin hidhanne kana cufa maal godhe Snapchat fayyadame ay ministry kanas areda kanas akkas add godheera jechuudha. Odu ani haasa'e I will show you all later on effectoonni kunniin maal godhu ana waliin socho'u. Akka ani ammaan kana real world irratti uffadhee haasa'aa jiru bifa sanaan fakkeessinee present gochuu dandeenya. Real world kan enhance goone bifa user dhagaluu danda'u karaa salphaa karaa namatti tolu enhance goone dhiyeessuu dandeenya. This is a very fundamental idea of augmented reality. So it's convincing effect, maybe the effect that has been added upon our real world. By ensuring that the virtual content is aligned and registered with real objectives. Each and every effect that has been added on our real world has been registered and aligned And also it may looks like the real object, the real entity. The real entity, it's able to be aligned and be able to be presented within the real objects. Real objects. I'm for Suraya of actually my image is the real world. My image is the real world by the content that I have added, the beard, the eyeglass that I wore, all are computer generated virtual content that has been aligned and registered with the real environment. So as a person moves in the environment and their perspective view of the real objects also changes, the virtual content should also be presented from the same perspective, from the same perspective. If we speak, the virtual content is also move with the real environment. And finally, I will show you during the video editions I will add, and I will show it for you guys. The another one is also the augment. It is also this, we can define it. The augmented reality is a form of the emerging technology that allows the users into overlay the computer generated content is in the real world. Computer generated content in the real world. The beard, the eyeglass that I wore, all are computer generated content that has been added up on my images. Malni kayo isaati gosa emerging technology ta'ee yuusiroota maal godha computer generated effect kan nuti jennu kan graphicsota garagaraa image keenya irratti addi goonee maaliif nu gochuuf gargaara present gochuuf nu gargaara jechuudha. So augmented reality refers to a live view of the physical real world environment, especially whose elements are merged and augmented by the computer generated images, creating mixed reality. So the augmentation is typically done in real time and also in semantic context with environmental elements. By using a latest augmented reality techniques and technologies, the information about the surrounding real world becomes interactive and digitally usable. By using such like augmented reality techniques, our students or our augmented reality application users are able to present their real world by adding computer generated effects up on their real world environment. Though this augmented version, a user can digitally interact, just it paves the way for the users in order to digitally interact with the environment with and adjust information about their surrounding environment. Each and every environmental parameters also can be controlled and adjusted by using such like augmented reality. So augmented reality as a real-time, direct or indirect view of physical world environment that has been enhanced and augmented by adding virtual computer generated information on it. During the lifetime of the videos or after the image has been captured, we are able to add the computer generated effects up on our video or images in order to enhance and present that videos or images for the concerning body, maybe in order to increase its understandability. Augmented reality is the integration of the digital information with users' environment in real time. So I will show you. I will I will show you guys how this augmented reality is are very amazing in the during the real time environment. Is even not only after the video images has been captured, it's also possible in order to add user involved. Computer generated effects up on our real world and entity during the lifetime. This is, for example, real-time augmented reality. So, just I am speaking by wearing eyeglasses and having long beard. So it is also one of the application of the augmented reality. Just we can add the computer generated effects up on the real environment during the lifetime, or during the real time, in the real time we can add computer-generated effects up on our images, up on the real environments, in order to enhance our images or our real environments for different number of purposes. For example, even for the sake of healthy care, for the sake of businesses, for a different number of purposes, we can use computer generated effects. This is such like augmented reality application. This video indicates that the application of augmented reality. So the main idea of this augmentation reality is the integration of the digital information, with the user's environment in the real time. So just during the real time, we are able to add the computer generated effects, computer generated digital information up on the real world entity in order to enhance its appearance for the users. But unlike the virtual reality, which we're going to be seen in the next lesson, which creates totally artificial environment, this virtual reality we will going to see in the next lesson. The main idea behind this virtual reality is in order to create totally artificial or immersive environment, in order to that it paves the ways the users in order to create computer generated real world. Computer generated means converting the real world into digital or computer generated technology. That is what we call artificial environment. We will not going to see this artificial virtual reality into this lesson. We will going to focus on the next lesson. So augmented reality uses the existing environment. It is not initiated in order to convert the real world from its existence into virtual, but the augmented reality is in order to add the computer generated impacts, computer generated digital informations up on the real world entity. As I've shown you previously, my image is the real world entity, but I am able to add the computer generated effects up on my real world image. So a live or direct live or direct during the live direct or indirect of the physical objects, we are able to add the augmented reality up on our videos or images in order to present it for the user. Maalni augmented reality kun maalif nu gargaara? Videos during the video can your lifetime jiruu dammoo video keenya capture goonee qofa otoo hin taane effectoota jiran maal gochuu dandeenya? Real time entity keenya irratti jiruu video kan keenya live type gochaa jiru irratti computer generated effect kana maal gochuu dandeenya? Dabaluu dandeenya jechuudha. Kayo effectoota kanneen dabaluu businessiidhaaf ta'uu danda'a, understanding level ta'uu danda'a, promotion wanta tokkootiif ta'uu danda'a. Advantage hedduu nu qaba jechuudha. Akkuma amma isin argaa jirtan kana fakkeenyaaf amma areeda dheeraa hamma nagahuu hin qabu, ministirii hin qabu. Warri fakkeenyaaf amma afaayida areeda yoo dheerate eyeglassii godhatanii akkamitti akka bareedan jedhee dhiyeessuu danda'a. Understanding level image kiyya video kiyya kan fakkeenyaaf akkamitti kana bareechaa jiru argitanii miti. Akkamitti kana namatti tolu. So wantoota barbaannu bifa kanaan dabaluu dandeenya effect computer generated effect image real time environment kanarratti daballe present gochuu dandeenya jechuudha. This is one of the application of augmented reality. With constant development in the computer vision, within the emergence of the computer visions, it paves the way for the users in order to add the computer generated effects up on their direct image or indirect videos in order to provide in order to increase the understanding level of something for the consuming body or for the users. With constant development of this computer vision and the exponential advancement of computer processing, virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality technology is becoming more and more prominent. So with some overlap in applications and functions of these emerging technologies, sometimes these terms get confused or are used incorrectly, interchangeably by many other users. But virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality are very apart from each other. We will going to see the difference among augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality in third part of this chapter. In augmented reality, users see and able to interact with a real world while digital content is added up on the real environment. Just by using different number of the devices, we are able to interact, and also we can visualize the visual content that has been added up on the real world entity during the visualization. We may visualize the real world entity by using different number of glasses. If you consider this one is a Google glasses, which is a very smart and which are able to present the real world entity by adding the computer generated effects upon the real world entity. Kana jechuun maalinni ministirii kana uffanne it's Google Glass dha. Ministirii kana uffanne gaafa wantoota itti ilaallu wantoota irratti effektoota gara garaa dabaltee nutti agarsiisti jechuudha. Data gara garaa. It is very smart one. It has also it has camera which has been, it is also presented within the built-in camera, and also it's able to extract add the computer generated effects up on the real world, which can be focused by one person. Namni isii tana uffatee itti ilaalu effektoonni gara garaa wantoota sanarratti dabalamanii mul'atu jechuudha. Fakkeenyaaf amma namni tokko training gara garaa kennaa raawwate, fakkeenyaaf lipistikoota akka dubartoonni dibatan training gochaa raawwate direct namarratti dibuu odoo hin ta'in immeejota irratti akkamitti akka isaan dibaman isa kana qofa uffatanii practice gochuu ni danda'u. Akkasumas sarjiroon wal sarjeri gara garaa hojjetan eyeglass kana hojjetanii wantoota hedduu odoo practically gara siin deemin duratti theoretically akkamitti akka hojjetamu experience kan visualize gochuu ni danda'u jechuudha. This is one of the application of augmented reality. So it also adds a digital element, as we have said. The main idea of this augmented reality is in order to add the digital elements up on the existing images or videos during direct or indirect time. For example, the augmented reality experience include Snapchat lenses. So if you consider this Snapchat lenses is one of the application of augmented reality, which can be installed up on our smartphones. And also if you consider the Pokemon Go is also another application of augmented reality. But if you consider my image, these eyeglasses and the beards are computer generated effects. And I'm also able to add these computer generated effects up on the real entity. My image is a real entity. The glasses and the bird that I have added up on my image is computer generated effects. And also I have included some decorations or some makeup or up on my face. It's also another computer generated effect. And in order to enhance your real world entity, and also to present it, in order to increase its understanding point level for the users, just we are able to add computer generated effects up on our images. This indicated the computer generated or augmented images. This is, for example, augmented reality. This is my images indicate the augmented image, augmented. The real computer generated effect has been added up on the image in order to enhance its understanding level for the users. And also augmented reality is a live or direct or indirect view of physical world environment whose elements are augmented or supplemented by computer generated sensors input such as sound, video, graphics, and GPS. So by using such like augmented reality, we are able to add the computer generated sound up on the real environment, computer generated videos up on the real world, and computer generated graphics, some GPS data can be added. It's possible by using such like augmented reality applications. And also if you consider this one is the Pokemon Go, this is Pokemon Go, the image that you focus, the image of the car is a real world entity, while the computer generated effect is. Kunisimti mul'ata. Isheen xinnoon sun maal inni akka waan konkolaataa daandiirra deemaa jiran san maal goote footoo kaasaa akka waan ashaangullichiin sunis daandiirra deemaa jirtu godhanii itti dabalanii dhiyeessu jechuudha. That's what we call computer generated effect. If you consider the image of the car and the image of the person who are standing behind the car, it's a real world entity. But this technology is enables the users in order to add computer generated effects during the direct lifetime. This is direct augmented objects. The another one is indirect augmented objects. After you capture your real world entity, you can add computer generated effects. Computer generated effects in the front of your image, in front of your real world entity. This is what we call indirect augmentation of the objects. This brings us to the end of our today's lesson. Have a great day. Until next time. Bye.